Gather around, sports fans, it's story time.
Our hero went by the name of Choi Dong-Won. He came very close to becoming one of the most famous MLB pitchers of all time. Scouts of the Toronto Blue Jays caught a truly staggering performance of the young Choi at the 1981 Intercontinental Cup. However, as the South Korean government began creating its own professional baseball league, the Jays scouts were threatened with prison time in South Korea if any contract was signed on South Korean soil. Choi, meanwhile, was given a choice: serve in the military before a contract could be signed, or play domestically and have his military service waived. Choi chose a domestic career and traded the MLB for the chance to become one of the early heroes of the KBO. During his 8-year career with the Lotte Giants from 1983 to 1990, Choi posted a 2.46 ERA, struck out 1,000 batters, and won 100 games, averaging 10-plus complete games a season. He was the ace for a Lotte Giants team that was talented but scrappy. Choi never threw at overpowering velocities, but he had some of the nastiest stuff to ever grace the world.
So how was Choi able to complete so many games in 8 130-plus game KBO seasons? We're going to break down his magnificent delivery and tell the story of his greatest triumph on this episode of Global Baseball's Finest. Choi had a pretty good rookie season in 1983 and an incredible breakout season in 1984 when the Giants won the Korean Series, but he would become a legend during his 4th year in the league. May 16th, 1987. Gwangju Kia Champions Field in Gwangju, Korea. Kia Tigers versus Lotte Giants.
Our boy Choi took the mound for the Giants and squared off against the man who shared the top of the pitching pyramid with him that season. Fellow All-Star, legend of KBO, and bitter rival, Son Dong-Yeol. Son and Choi fought each other for 15 innings, going back and forth, each giving up only 2 earned runs, in a game that ended 3-2 in favor of the Giants in the 17th inning. It is the longest single-game pitching performance in World Baseball history after the dead ball era.
His ability to keep up with Ya in that game, as well as the abundance of other complete games he had in his career, came by way of a unique mechanic that could be found in his delivery. He had an old-fashioned, yet fairly standard Bob Feller-style windup. But where things get interesting is the point at which most pitchers would throw their leg out to the side to make for an easy move to place the leg and throw the pitch. Choi, as opposed to pulling his leg out to 3 o'clock, decides instead to pull his leg back to 6 o'clock. This necessitates extra hip movement in the delivery to necessitate velocity, which in turn creates a number of interesting benefits, all having to do with pitch control. But what do you say we break this down? Let's head to the field.
Hello and welcome to the mound, and yes, this is indeed very weird. So we'll start out easy. Go normal 4-seam fastball grip, so our front leg goes behind us. We're pulling up a little bit. Glove goes back in front of us. And now here's where it gets interesting. So instead of our leg going to the side and getting ready to throw our pitch, our leg is going to go all the way back, like so. And to aid in the balance, you'll note in the windup, he drops his back leg, even further down. Now the back leg drop has 2 benefits. The first is that it creates an extra moment in the middle of the delivery to center yourself and really look at where that catcher's glove is going. And the second is that when you actually deliver the pitch, you're going up and out, as opposed to either straight on or up and then down. If you're coming up like this and then having to go over, that's going to create some extra velocity, 1, and 2, some extra break on the pitch. That right there, at least in the case of Choi Dong-Won, is the secret to 100 wins, 1,000 strikeouts, a 2.46 ERA, and, importantly, extra endurance on the arm. Because if you're not having to thrust your arm through the zone as much, because you don't have as much hip movement coming up and down to increase velocity. It's going to put less stress on your arm through, say, 8, 9, even 10, or in the case of Choi and Yo, 15 innings. If my hand's up here, as I'm coming down, as opposed to out here, it's a little bit of an adjustment as a hitter. The hitter's gonna move his eyes from where he's used to looking, from right to the side of a pitcher's shoulder to up above his head. And that's what makes this particular motion so deadly. But let's see if we put all this together, back leg drop, or the normal windup, leg going back, and the knee drop, to create ourselves a nice pitching motion here.
오대석 시즌 통산 2할 8분 6리 시즌 중에 롯데전에서는 3할 7푼 7리 좋은 타격 보여줬던 오대석 안쪽 들어가고.
Choi lost his life young at 53 due to colon cancer after his early retirement, but his legacy throughout the league can be felt everywhere. The legendary game that made him immortal was also made into a very, very good movie in 2011 called Perfect Game.
I urge you, please watch it. It is absolutely sensational. Although you're left wondering at the end of it all, what kind of pitcher would Choi have turned into if that deal had gone through with the Blue Jays in 1983? I guess we can rest easy knowing that somewhere in the world, Choi Dong-Won became the legend that he was born to be. And that is going to bring another episode of Global Baseball's Finest to a close. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please do like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and you know somebody who would enjoy it right along with you. Subscribe to the Global Baseball Network for all the news, scores, and stats from baseball leagues around the world. Hit that bell icon right down there next to the subscribe button as well to be notified every single time we upload a new episode of Global Baseball's Finest or any other content that we produce for your benefit and your enjoyment on this channel. I'll go ahead and link a playlist as well to every episode of Global Baseball's Finest so far. Spoiler alert, that's just one, but that playlist is going to get pretty big before you know it. I've been Marshall Amert. This has been Global Baseball's Finest here on the Global Baseball Network. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one, but for now, that's the game.